Are you ready to unleash your full potential and become unstoppable in your success and leadership?
Welcome to the Unleashed and Unstoppable podcast, where we provide powerful insights and strategies for coaches, corporate leaders, and entrepreneurs. I'm Alexanne Carter.
And I'm Carol Register, and we're certified master neurocoaches who are passionate about helping you overcome your limiting beliefs and optimize your performance.
Each week, we'll be sharing actionable tips and strategies using neuroscience, from interviews with industry experts to solo episodes, to help you lead a life of power, purpose, and possibility on your own terms.
Join our community of like-minded individuals. Hit subscribe now, and let's be unleashed and unstoppable together.
All right, leader, happy Thursday, because we go live every Thursday here on the Unleashed and Unstoppable podcast. And we're starting a new year, right? We're brand new year, 2026. And you hear often how Carol and I are talking about celebrating your wins. And we want to start the year off reiterating this because it is so important. And I'm celebrating a big win today, because if you did listen to, well, I say today when we're recording, but if you did listen to last week's episode of the Unleashed and Unstoppable podcast, you would hear that the pre-sale of my book, my children's book, that's been on my heart the last several years, is now available for pre-sale, right? Free to be me. And we just want to reiterate, right, the importance of having that intention, the importance of celebrating, right, all the little milestones, all the little steps along the way, and to really be surrounded by your tribe who can celebrate you and really support you. And I will say, like, thanks to Carol and this community on the podcast, I think we just organically had our conversation when we recorded last week's episode, and it just led into talking about the book, which then led into declaring pre-sales. And this is the magic and it is magic, right, Carol? Like, it's magic.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Putting it out there with what's important to you. So as we're starting a new year, and as I'm sure, at the height where you are, you've probably got some goals and some dreams and some visions. And our invitation to you is to really set the intention, communicate it, articulate it, share it with your tribe, share it with the people who are around you, because the more people that you have supporting you and lifting you up, the more likely you're going to create the things that you're going to create. And you're also activating your reticular activating system, right?
Yes.
We love the RAS, right, Carol?
Yes, we love it. We love putting it to work for us.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been so interesting, your journey with the idea in your heart for this book, and, even what you shared with our podcast about it that went out recently, and what you were, the vulnerability from the idea when you were nursing your sweet baby to putting it into motion. And right now, in this time of year, in January, it's really important to remember that we can be intentional and we can custom design things for ourselves. And the reason this is so important is because if you've ever been like me, you're just reacting to life being thrown at you. That's really a lot of what the message that I got throughout my childhood and young adult years. And rather than custom designing my life, and so watching Alex custom design her life in many areas, but particularly today we're talking about the book, has been so exciting. And this book is something that is really needed right now in the world, because she's reaching out to young people, to children, to know from the very beginning that they're worthy, that they're deserving, that they're enough. Getting that built in right from the beginning, rather than having to rewire it as an adult, like I've had to do, she's had to do, and we're all having to do, being able to give them a foundation that is built on that inner voice, that inner approval of who they are. Oh my goodness, I can't wait till you see this book. I've already ordered some copies and we'll be looking to gift this to people. So it's a very exciting process to see something go from idea, spark, to keeping the focus and the intention and the courage it takes to build it, write it, approve of it yourself, and get it out there. Right, Alex?
Yeah, and it's a journey, with anything, especially I think when it's something that's so close to our heart. I think it even makes it more, I would say, challenging. When I say challenging, because
Yeah.
it it's it means a lot to us, right? And a natural thing when we look at, and you can go back to our like what, our second or third episode, we talked about like the roots, of the brain, like wanting to be feeling safe and loved and accepted and worthy and enough. When there's something that's so important to you, when you put it out into the world, like there's a lot more quote unquote at risk, right?
Yeah.
And I think that it's, just having conversations with our clients and even just watching Carol with what she's created with her coaching and with the retreats. And again, looking back to where things were like when we first met, and just looking at how you have flourished, what you have created, we know when it's so close to our heart, there's a lot more emotion involved, right? We know that,
Yeah.
thought fires an emotion. And when those emotions are so strong, I find our brains almost 10x want to keep us safe.
Yes.
And like
Yeah.
that brain resistance, and then navigating that, and being able to have the tools as neuro coaches to identify that and have again the support. Because with the negativity bias, our brains are going to want to keep us back. Our brains are going to want to look at all the negative things that could arise. And
Yeah.
your tribe with you to support you in staying focused on the vision and reminding you of what you're creating, reminding you of the impact, reminding you of your why, right? Why that'll make you cry is so powerful. And it's so easy. It's so easy to also get lost in that. Like it's so easy, right? The brain is so powerful that you actually lose sight of that. And so having those the tools, whether it be the people around you, the brain tools to support you, as you're starting out 2026, to create something like, for me, like this children's book, that it's more than just a children's book. Like it's a movement in a sense, because I'm, really standing for
it is a movement. Yeah.
Our children, right? To really, really just hold on. I think it's just holding on to that childhoodness as long as they possibly can, right? Especially with the world and the environment, and just how, volatile. I think that's a really good word to describe really what's going on, right? So to have that pure confidence inside, that to really have that around you will support you. And the leader in you, like to really to connect with yourself in that as you're starting this new year. The intentions you're setting, and who do you get to have in your corner that is going to help celebrate with you and for you when your brain is doing its job to keep.
And it's even more than the brain. One of the things that I have dived into a lot in my coaching and mentoring, especially over the past year, or even couple of years, is the reminder that neuroscience is the study of the whole nervous system, and the brain's a part of that. And it's really resistance I have experienced is definitely body, mind, and spirit. Like it is full on discomfort fear arises, the doubt, the what the heck am I doing, right? And, reminding ourselves that, oh, okay, I'm on the journey. This is what is supposed to be happening as I break through to new levels, embracing it, celebrating it. And you mentioned, I think it was our second episode we ever did, the three roots of limiting beliefs that we teach around are that all of our limiting beliefs can be traced back to, am I loved and lovable? Am I worthy? And am I safe? Right? And worthiness can be, am I enough? Am I capable? Am I valuable? Am I deserving? And safety can be around the uncertainty of the unknown, not feeling secure, that like our systems freak out when we don't know what's ahead, and our systems automatically look for strategy and solutions and the how. And we have to have those reminders to stay in the what, right? To stay in the curiosity and know that this whisper in our heart, this idea that has sprung up, that's really where it came from, really where it rose from. It's those ideas we get, they are not by accident. They are there for a reason. And especially when you look at what you're doing, Alex, with this book, because it's a movement, as you said. And how impactful is that to so many lives at the root level, at children? Where our 90% of our limiting beliefs, they say, get wired in before the age of 8, because we're just little sponges. We're absorbing everything, and we're taught over and over again to look for external validation, external approval. And here, Alex has seen this as applying, what we know about our value and our worth and our believing it about ourselves, applying that with her children. And then she's written this beautiful book around that is truly going to transform lives, and already is. It's already transforming your children's lives. So this is one of the reasons I have beautiful grandbabies. I'm so excited for them to be able to have this at their very formative years, and to be able to learn what they need to learn. So you are loved, you are worthy, and you are safe.
And enough as well, right? And I think that this
Yeah.
message like gets to be, I mean, actually what I say to my girls every night before bed, I am safe, I am worthy, I'm loved. And I say it in the I, because it's easy to say like the you, but if you, I mean, one,
Yeah.
I'm saying it to myself. So I'm hearing myself say it as that
Yeah.
reminder, the gentle reminder to myself. But
Yeah.
my kids, as they're hearing and repeating what I'm saying, they're hearing the I. And that's what's so important, is that they want to hear not you, but that I am worthy, I am saved, I am loved. And going back,
Mm.
when Carol's talking about like that bodily reaction, I have had this tension in the last couple of days, and I think that's it. It was like when I was wondering like what's happening, it's like, oh, of course, because I just, like it's live, it's public. The pre-order is there, and our body
Yeah.
this way of communicating to us. And it's so funny because it's like you get to celebrate this, right? And that's why I want to start today's episode on talking about that celebration, because the moments that do
Yeah.
seem hard, right? The moments that do seem more challenging,
Yeah.
we naturally have a tendency to maybe want to lighten up or pull back. We get to move through it, right?
Yeah.
When you can identify, okay, I'm up leveling, and this is my brain trying to keep me,
Mm.
right? This is a bodily reaction to me living a bigger vision and taking committed action towards
Yeah.
living the dream. We can creating the dream, living the dream, creating that impact. We can kind of laugh and why
Yeah.
that I would say that's important with the celebration, the laughing piece, and just being like, oh, this is what's happening, right? My brain's just keeping me safe is
Yeah.
the dopamine, right? Because what's going to release pain is going to be feeling those feel good chemicals, right? Like one of our good friends
Yes.
would always call it the neuro cocktail, a neural cocktail, right? Of like these combination
Yeah.
that we get to experience, because how do we release pain is through those feel good chemicals. And so, we get to have fun with this. Like you are up leveling, you're playing a bigger game,
Yeah.
and you're definitely going
Mhm.
to feel it. Like I think we wish we could often tell our clients and listeners and the leaders that we impact, like, yeah, this gets to be easy, but I mean, it's this is why we're here. We have the neuro tools to help support to move.
Right.
But when we can have fun with it and play with it a little bit, then, the headache is literally just a sign that, hey, look at what you're creating.
Mhm.
Look at this next level. And it might be headache, it might be back pain, tension, sometimes upset stomachs, right? I know, Carol, you've had a slew of
Yeah.
ways your body has spoken to you, right?
Yes.
Did
But
you
it can even be like a general malaise or light anxiety, like I'm just not comfortable. What's wrong? Well, nothing's wrong. You're doing everything that is going to take you to that next level. So take a deep breath, remind yourself, and celebrate, right? Exactly what you're saying. And it I've caught myself in these moments so often. What is wonderful, though, as we both know, right, Alex, is that when you have these tools, because in the past, I knew I was uncomfortable in growth, but, instead of shrinking back, now I'm like, no, it's okay to stay focused on the vision. It's okay to stay in that and to go to your why is fuel when you're feeling really uncomfortable, because your mind body spirit is always going to be looking for the solution. Oh, I got to do this, I got to do that. Well, actually, the action step of taking a step backwards and reminding yourself of why you're doing what you're doing, so that you can embrace the discomfort along the way as something to celebrate the breakdown before the breakthrough, and be able to watch what's going on. And it's been really cool, Alex. I think you've shared very vulnerably of what this process looks like, and it's similar for all of us. I mean, it displays in different ways, but we are wired the way we're wired, like you were saying, with the biases. We have the negativity bias and cognitive bias, and we have 152 defined biases for to keep us in our familiar yet faulty patterns. And so watching you embrace this journey of then being sparked with the idea, then actually, putting pen to paper and then revising to get it to where you really felt like it was the message that you wanted delivered, and then putting it out there to be edited over and above that. And looking at the publishing process and what it takes to bring something that you write to life and to make it available for people. And you're putting a piece of your soul on that paper when you do that. That's something from your heart that you're sharing. And it does take courage, and continuing to take the step forward. You have made it really simple. Like I've seen where instead of getting bogged down or allowing our high achiever brains to overcomplicate things, you've gone back over and over and over to clarity and simplicity. And I think that's been so powerful, because you've applied the Pareto principle in letting those steps bring the big results, about small changes bringing big results. and measuring along the way and doing the things that are now bringing this, your heart, your goals, and desires to love and serve and help people to life and to life.
Well, I appreciate that, Carol. And really, like, it's you, it's the listeners, it's the community that really has supported this. And so, for you today, leader, as you're listening to this, and if there's something on your heart, whether it's a book or, a trip, or you want to get a house to be in a relationship, or it's a health goal, or whatever it is that you set forth, maybe you're growing a business, or want to start investing, or want to start running retreats, or, maybe travel or buy a property overseas, whatever it is, right? Like if it's something that you've never done before, right? We know that our brains want to keep us.
You mentioned all the things, like
Yeah.
I do all the things, just call me.
I think I'm looking at Carol and I'm thinking, okay, all the things that Carol's created, right? I mean, what I wanted to lean into, right? Like whatever it is, and of course the invitation is to connect with your heart of what is on your heart. Like what is something you want to do for yourself this year, and that is personal for you, is start with the why, right? Like really start with the vision, the why. And I, as you were talking, Carol, and really reiterating the why, was make a recording of yourself. Make a recording of you sharing your why. I went back and re-listened to the episode that we recorded.
That's a great idea.
Because it was a few weeks ago. And, just hearing myself in that episode and hearing about like the conversation that, I had, Carol, like it just reiterates, right? Yeah. It's why we do what we do is fueled by why we do it. When we can verbalize it, right? When we can listen to what's on our heart and why we're passionate about the thing that we want to do. And we can really go 7 layers deep with the why in those moments where we want to play safe, and we want to play small, and our brains want to keep us where we are.
Yeah.
This, which is why we do our vision priming and our brain priming with our clients, right? But even with this step, hearing yourself speak into the vision is super, super powerful.
Yeah.
And that alone, like repeating the vision and repeating the why, has supported me along this process. I think the second thing too, as you're listening today, is that here's one thing I think I did very differently than many other things I've achieved in the past, is that I didn't push it. I really allowed the moments, right? Like I think like so many times, especially when we work with clients that are burning out, they're trying to force. Right? But when we can create the space, right, to connect with our intuition,
let it be in flow. Yeah.
And kind of detach ourselves from what it looks like and trusting the process. I mean, we've talked about that trust and surrender, especially on the podcast last year, when you can just trust and surrender the process and trusting it'll come into place. And so Carol has said it multiple times today, and I want to reiterate, it's not looking for the how, it's staying connected to the what, because the how will sort itself out, right? You will go for a beach walk one day and happen to run into somebody and they'll have the answer. Like when you can just stay in that place of reciprocity, right? To be able to receive.
And reciprocity. Yeah, it's true.
As a curiosity, the answers will come. They will. The answers will come.
Alex, I was just thinking, it sparked a thought. When we stay in the how, we actually block ourselves from receiving. Because like you were talking about the push, the force, then we're not in a mode where we allow this friendly universe, which is always working for us, to bring to us what is already existing in the quantum realm. We're in a limitless universe, and we are actually blocked because we've got to take action, take control in the how, in the nitty gritty. Now, the how is important. The how is how things get done. However, it's just looking through a different lens for that how to happen, letting it unfold in the flow that you were talking about can be Maybe you connect with a colleague who says, oh, I just did this and all the doors open. Can I do that for you? And then you're in a place where you've received something where if you were just totally in the how and in the control, no, I've got to do it this way and it has to look like this, right? What did you say? Letting go of the mechanics, right? How did you put that just now? You said something to the effect of, yeah, we've got the intention, but what you've often repeated too is we're not in the mechanics and we're not blocking ourselves. We're actually allowing the flow to occur like water, right? Or like money. Money is energy, it flows in and out. And so I think this is so beautiful and I'm super excited. Everybody get a copy of her book, okay? It's going to be amazing. You're going to want to read it yourself, plus gift it for all the little ones out there. And if you are interested in finding out about my retreats to wealth, just reach out, DM me. I would love to fill you in about what it takes to qualify for those. And we only do a very, very few a year, so they are extremely limited. We are so excited to be here with you. And any final words about this Unleashed and Unstoppable project before we jump off, Alex?
Just that, we're excited to have you with us in the Unleashed and Unstoppable community, and we want to hear from you. So head on over to the show notes, click the link to be able to send us a text. We want to hear what is your goal, what have you set for yourself for 2026, and how we can be in your corner to help you achieve that. And then, of course, head on over the show notes, scroll down, click the pre-order link to order your copy of Free to Be Me. So, which is the website is Free to Be Me Kids /pre-order. And also go grab information to learn more about Carol's retreats. And of course, her amazing transformation coaching program called Thrive into Transformation as well. If you want to be able to 10x, 100x your financial goals in 2026. And of course, websites, right? If you want to become more visible, right? Like we are standing about you being authentic and just having the reach and being found by the people that you want to impact. So head to the show notes. We have lots of goodies.
That's right.
And we want to hear from you. So please send us a text, leave a rating and review. Let us know more about what you want to hear from us in 2026. And we are just so grateful for you tuning in and being with us every single Thursday.
Alex, I just want to let everybody know, can you see this background? Isn't this beautiful? It's a wallpaper. I am at the Marriott in the Biscayne Bay area of Miami. We're right on the bay overlooking the marina with all the beautiful yachts. It is spectacular. I'm going to go sit out in this lovely night on the balcony. And I wanted to share what this lovely paper is back here on the wall behind the bed. So it's good to see you. And we can't wait to be with you next week. Ciao for now.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Unleashed and Unstoppable podcast with your hosts, Alexandra Carter and Carol Register.
If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or leave a rating and review and subscribe.
That's all for this episode, Wildly Ambitious Leaders. See you next week.